So, what does that say right there?
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg. And Colonel Washington also has property, well, General Washington is, all the way up at a place formerly called Belhaven. Now it's called Alexandria. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a road that goes right along there from Fredericksburg up. In sort of broad sense, if we wanted to know, not exactly, but an approximate distance from Fredericksburg to Belhaven. How many miles was this? 15. So if we put a point right there and find that road, and it kind of goes this way and that way, so that would more or less straighten out. Is that fair? So that's 15 miles. Why did Tinkerbell turn this like that?
Oh, I love the trees.
15 and 15 is what?
10 and 10. Do 10 and 10 first.
20.
And another 10.
30.
30. Now look. So we've got from there to there was 15, and from there to there is another 15, which makes 30. And it looks to me like one more 15.
50.
Just shy. 15, 30,
30 plus 10.
30 plus 4.
40,
45.
45. 15, 30, 45. So it's about 45 miles. Now, if we really wanted to, which will be excruciating, I know, but we could break this down to 5 miles, because I'm a glutton for punishment, and we could do it sort of like this. 5. No. 5. 10. 15. 20. 25. 30. 35 more or less. 40. And I'll be
Just about still
45
the same, right?
miles.
He did it by 5s. Still works.
A scale on a map allows you to understand even exacting. That's 2 miles. And surely with 2 miles, we could do it and still get a much more accurate distance. Maps are wonderful things. And it allows you to see on a much larger scale where you are and where at Fredericksburg. Is the river above Fredericksburg, to the west of Fredericksburg? Look at it. Don't think about it. Look at it. If this is an accurate map, which I assure you, my young friend, it is the river straight above Fredericksburg? No.
Americans did away with the British tea, but they still made tea out of other things. They got very creative. But this drink took on all new significance right here.
Is that coffee beans?
It's coffee beans right there. And most of them would have shipped them green, because once coffee roasted, it doesn't last very long. So if they were lucky enough to have it, they would have gotten into camp, roasted them in just a regular skillet, and hopefully they would have a spice grinder, grind them up, and then just add it to the pot of hot water. And they tell me, because I want to try to see if I can do that one time, make it, but they said what they would do is pour a cup of cold water in that would help settle the grounds, and then you'd have coffee to drink in the field. But again, as far as the average soldier having access to this, most likely not.
Oh, as officers and
If officers could do it, because most of the time the officers were expected to provide a lot of this stuff on their own.
Okay.
So yeah, so they would be the ones to have it. And of course,
they carried it in this.
This is a 2-gallon tin cooking kettle.
Okay.
This would have been assigned to what they call a mess, or be a tent with about 16 guys in it. And you could get, once you got your rations, they recommend you got together, throw them all in one pot, and try to see if you can come up with something edible at that point, if they could do it. But again, dealing with salt pork, bread that had a little or no flavor to it, even the British complained about that. Because I was trying to think, it was late in the war, even the troops in New York were fussing that they were getting tired of eating the salt beef, soft pork, and the bread, which might have a little salt in it, if anything. And they said there wasn't a cabbage to be had anywhere. I mean, and everybody,
Anything fresh.
yeah, they're like anything fresh we wanted. So it was hard for both sides during the war to get good food and nutritious food. We know there were times the American Army went 3 days with no food whatsoever. Now, how they hung together and did what they did, I don't know. I thank God they did, but it was very tough.
They were hardy.
There's because they didn't have plastic bags to keep all the oxygen out, they would use different things to cover up the food to keep it good for a very long time. Yeah, so this is nothing but wood ash from a fire, and if you put these eggs in here and cover it completely with ash, it would keep them good for a very, very long time.
How long do you think? How long do you think that you could keep the eggs safe to eat in ash?
Maybe 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
10 years.
That would be impressive. So, up to 6 months, maybe even longer, but that's a long time, half a year. How old are you guys?
11.
So that's a good
9.
That's a good portion.
11.
Oh, nope, they are
Those are real eggs.
those are real eggs, so don't squeeze them. Yeah, that's okay.
White's not trusted.
They would also use lard or fat to cover food and keep them from rotting. Also, this is salt. Salt was used a lot to help preserve food
Because it would dry out the
because it would dry out the moisture. And even today, when at Thanksgiving, a lot of people go get a salted ham and you first have to soak it in water to get rid of some of the salt, and then you cook it. Yep. Also, this is a special coloring agent. It is actually from bugs. It is from a bug called a Colonial. And when you grind it up, it turns, what color is that?
Red.
Red, yes. So they like to color their food too, and so this is a very natural way to color your food. And everybody's been grinding it up because it originally looked like this.
That looks like little pebbles.
See? Those are little bug bodies.
Yeah. They're dried up, aren't they?
Yes, they are very dried up, yes. Yeah. So all these different ways to help them keep their food for a long time.